Morning everyone, Nick Bonn with Rockaway here. Just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about now that we're getting into our fall season, some of the weather patterns that are coming out and what we're predicting. NOAA has recently put out that we're probably going to be expecting a good strong El Nino throughout the winter. What does that mean? It means that we're probably going to have a pretty wet winter, maybe a little bit more mild. We're hoping, considering the weather that we had last year around December. And so, what does that mean for kind of our weather winter impacts as well as going into the spring season? So we're going to have a wet winter, we're going to have cooler temperatures. It's a high probability that we'll have some fungal diseases start from that. We want to be aware of that and we want to be looking out for it. As we come to the spring season, we want to stray away from having those winter issues to help with our turf coming out of dormancy, getting a good startup in the spring, getting a lot of that color back and getting everything growing. So in terms of frost, whether we're going to get it, maybe even a freeze. Currently, the latest models are saying that sometime in late December, we will probably have our first chance of a good frost or freeze. Historically, it's a little bit earlier than that. Usually by the end of November, we're starting to come into that risk factor of having our first frost. And then sometime in the middle of December, getting into that first kind of freeze. Now those numbers are getting pushed back a little bit further. In saying that, we also need to be aware that a freeze and a frost don't necessarily correlate with plant damage to cold weather. Once our temperatures start getting under 50, under 45, some of your tropicals can be a little bit more prone to those colder temperatures. Also, another factor that you have to take into account is wind. Wind will drop the temperature in an area much quicker than, say, not having sun and having cold temperatures. So that wind chill factor is something that really starts to stress our plants in that 45-degree range.